Good morning, everyone. Sorry I am late. Long story short is my husband and I put up some Halloween lights, and we used the same plug as my computer, and my computer got shut off, and I couldn't get it to come back on. So I am late getting here because I couldn't figure out how to turn the computer back on. I'm not really sure what I did, but it's on and it's going, so I'm here. So yeah, my name is Julie. You are watching this either on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I am the owner and founder of Lady Faulty. Lady Faulty is a group that, or I started out as a group. I've now converted it over to a page, and it's where we learn all things metaphysical. Basically, as I am learning myself, I am sharing what I am learning with you. And, hopefully in some way that is helpful to you. So, today we're going to talk about making a protection bundle. Before we get started, we are going to just smudge real quick here. I feel like I got like a clump on my lipstick. I was already not prepared this morning, and then when I couldn't get the computer on, I got a little frazzled. So we're going to go ahead and light some sage here for us. And yeah, one of the things we had to like move a shelf and move some of the stuff on my desk, and stuff got knocked over. So that's kind of throwing me off as well. I'm very much like everything is in its spot and I know right where it is. And when things are not in their spots, I tend to get a little like, oh my God, what happened to it? Where'd it go? So yeah, some stuff is moved over here, but that's okay. It's a lesson in coping, I guess, right? All right, so we've done some quick smudging there, very quick smudging, but that's okay. And because I'm already like 15 minutes less time than I should really have. So today we're going to talk about making a protection bundle. Now, there's a couple different things that I want to talk about when we're talking about a protection bundle. Is right now, as we go into October, let's just see that thing fly by the screen. What the heck was that? Probably a piece of dust, but weird things happen here. So a protection bundle, as we go into October, the veil is thinning. And if you don't know what that means, I have a bunch of videos from last year and the year before that talk about Samhain and the thinning veil, and you can certainly go back and find those. The reason I did the YouTube channel is because it's a little easier to find my videos on there than trying to find them on Facebook. Sometimes Facebook puts them in the section called video. Sometimes Facebook puts them in the section called live. Sometimes you can only find them on the event. I don't know what Facebook does sometimes. But that's why I ended up making the YouTube channel. Not because I want to be a YouTube star, but just because it was a lot easier. Even for me, if somebody asked me about a video, I could go to YouTube and go to my channel and search through and find it and send it to them. It was like so much easier. So you can go there. It's just called Lady Faulty on YouTube, so nothing tricky. But yeah, you can go back and see that. But the thing I wanted to cover is for the protection bundle is I look at it a little different than some other people. And if I look at it a little bit different than you, that's okay. I'm not here to change anybody's minds, convert anybody or anything like that. I share my experience and my beliefs and the knowledge that I have, which may not always be the same as yours, so that's okay. For a protection bundle for me, when the veil is thin, that is when, and I explain this like in a really stupid way, but shower curtain, you can have a shower curtain that you cannot see through at all, right? And that is how the veil normally is between our world and the other side. Normally it's a shower curtain that you cannot see through at all. Right now, the shower curtain is one of those ones that's kind of like the plasticky, you can see through, like if somebody's standing in the shower, you can see their figure, but you can't really see them. That's how the shower curtain is right now. And as we get closer to Samhain, which is Halloween, that is going to get thinner and thinner to eventually be like a clear plastic shower curtain where you can see everything on the other side. So I know that's like a really weird analogy, but I find sometimes just really simple, easy to follow, no like complicated thing. And that's the way I think of it, is the shower curtain in my head is like right now it's kind of that gray plasticky shower curtain that you can kind of see through, but not really see through. You can kind of see the shapes of the people, but you can't really tell who it is. And like I said, as the month goes on, that's going to get clearer and clearer, which is the thinning of the veil. And so there's a lot of energies that are going to be around you. I don't think of them as evil. I don't think of them as negative. I don't think of them as dangerous. There are lots of people out there who do. I have never had the experience where I have felt threatened or in danger or scared. Sometimes they catch me off guard and startle me, but I have never felt, not by the deceased anyway. The living has creeped me out quite a few times. But I've never felt in danger or scared or, worried or anything like that. But so my protection bundle is I'm making it with the intention of just protecting me from all the different types of energies that are out there, so that I'm not picking up everybody's energies and carrying it with me. So that's kind of my protection bundle. If your protection bundle is because you do believe that there is evil out there or there's dangerous energies out there, and that's the intention you want to make your bundle with, that's perfectly fine. It's your bundle and it's your intention, and you follow your intuition. That's like one thing I will pretty much always tell you. If that's your intuition, is my hair's still wet. If that's your intuition to make that, then follow that intuition. I can only go by what I know and what I have felt, and you go by what you know and what you feel. So if it's a little bit different, my hair's driving me crazy. If it's a little bit different than mine, that's okay. You go with what feels right for you. Okay? So I'm going to make my protection bundle with the intention of protecting me from the many types of energies that are out there. And you could set the intention and make it really simple. You could just set the intention that you're protecting anything. You're making this protection bundle for anything that is not serving your highest good. And that way, whether you believe or not believe, if it's out there, you're protected from it. So, but really follow your intuition and your gut. And my intuition tells me that I'm not in danger. Now, again, that doesn't mean that someday that won't change for me. Something will happen that has changed my mind. Or it may just be that, I'm just in a good place and I don't really have those kinds of things around me. It all depends on where you are and who you are and what you're calling in and what you're not calling in. And there's all kinds of things that can play into factor to that. But I just wanted to let everybody know. There's that little thing again on the screen. And I can't see anything between me and the screen except for what was on the screen. Did you guys see that little thing that just floated by there? It was like right, I can't point to it because it's backwards. It's over here. It was right there. It just floated by. Anyhow, yeah, protection bundle. You make it how your intention, your intuition tells you to make it. I'm here to make suggestions. I'm here, like I said, to share what I've learned and what I believe and what I've experienced. And if it's different than yours, that's okay. I went in one group and said, you know, I don't feel that. I don't believe in that. And I got bombarded with that I was crazy and insane and, you know, was going to end up basically possessed. But, and, you know, if that happens, obviously I will change my opinion. But as of right now, I don't believe in evil spirits. I'm a big believer that ego, anger, jealousy, all of those things are part of our human body, and that when our soul leaves our human body, that stays with the body. That does not. That's all part of the brain, not part of the soul. And that when our soul leaves our body, it's just pure energy, and there's no really like good or bad. It's just a very neutral energy. That's my belief. And again, you can agree or disagree. That's perfectly fine. I'm not here to convert. Just explain. So jumping in to the protection bundle. One of the first things you want is a piece of cloth. Oh, mine has a little piece of tape on it. Just take this tape off. I don't know where that came from. Well, maybe the tape won't come off. There we go. It's very sticky tape. So yeah, piece of cloth, and it doesn't have to be super big, but you want it to be big enough that you can, like, you know, gather it up and make a little bundle out of it. So I put about 4 inches. I did not measure mine, and you can see I didn't even cut mine straight. That's the edge of the fabric, but because it doesn't really need to be. I mean, if you're somebody that's like, oh no, it's going to be exactly 4 inches and it's going to be perfectly straight, otherwise it'll drive you crazy. I get it, and that's okay. So some of the things that I had put up on there for, check my notes, for some of the things that you might want. I'm going to find it now. Discussions. All right. So we have smudged already, but you can take your sage and your tools, which I have here, which we'll go over. I'm just going to light the sage here. This piece has pretty much had it. And I'm just going to go ahead and fan that over the tools. These are some of the herbs I've got to work with. Some of the oils I got, and I'll go over everything with you. And my twine that I'm going to use. And my piece of fabric here. Ashes in my fabric. So everything's now cleared. And, you know, clearing for me is a lot about just getting rid of any energies. You know, this piece of cloth, when you think about it, somebody made the string, somebody made the cloth, then somebody packed the cloth, and then somebody unpacked the cloth, and then the cashier touched it, and how many people in the store may have touched it, and so a lot of different people could have touched this, and I don't think that those people are necessarily evil or not. So I believe some people can be evil. Some people are here to cause chaos, but again, won't get into that. But there's, whether they're evil or not, there was just a lot of people that potentially could have touched this item, and so by clearing it, we have just cleared off everybody's energy, and now the energy that's on it is mine. I am the only one that is now touching it since it has been cleared. So I'm going to put that face, so the good side of the cloth is face down, because when you bundle it all up, you want that to be on the outside. Well, at least I do. You don't have to if you don't want to. So some of the things I put was sage, copal, or palo santos, and those are the items that you can smudge and clear your tools with. I need my hair cut really bad. But I also have some copal resin here, and I'm actually going to try to break off a piece. I don't know where these little dust particles are coming from. I'm going to try to break off a little piece, or if not, there's like a little bit, you can hear it. See, there's like a little bit in there. I'm going to put a little bit in there. Copal is a resin, and I'll tell you what I've got written on, because I try to write on the back of what they're for. And so I have down here, it's for cleansing, but it's also purifies, and it's great for divination, it's great for healing, it's great for love, it's very empowering. But we're going to be using it for the cleansing and the purifying. So even though it's not necessarily protective, it's cleansing, and so yeah, so it's going to cleanse or purify any energies. So I'm going to take this, and my copal is, I'll take it out if I can, it's resin, and it's one big giant piece. And you can't really see that because the camera's not showing it to you. It almost looks like a piece of orange calcite. But yeah, it's like, I'm trying to show it to you with, there, that's good. Can you see it? Just a big piece of resin. And so when I use it, I have to try to break off a chunk of it. But there's a bunch of little powdery, dusty things in the bottom. Oh, here's a good chunk. I'm going to save that out, and I'm actually going to burn that tonight when I get home. On my resin, on my little charcoal disc. I would light it now, because I really want to, but I'm going to have to leave here shortly and go to work, so alright, so I'm going to put the camera down so you can see what I am doing here. Alright, so that is the copal that I just sprinkled on there. So that was like the little pieces that have broke off over time as I've tried to break up the copal. Alright, so some of the other things, my phone, I'm having a hard time today, can you tell? Alright, so some of the other things that I wrote down for you to bring was Angelica, dragon's blood, Osha root, clove, juniper, myrrh, and rosemary were some of the things that I wrote down for you to bring. So I have some myrrh resin here, and myrrh is for stress, conflict, abundance, and releasing. So again, it's kind of that releasing any energies that we don't want. We're not going to be carrying them with us. And again, this one is a resin, but this one came in pieces. Didn't come in one giant piece. So I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see very well, but you can see there's little pieces there. And so I'm going to put 3 pieces in there. Because if you guys have been watching my video at all, you know that 3 is my number. It's my jam. I like to do things in 3s. 3 is my life path number, my birth number. And if you don't know what those are, you can certainly go back and watch my videos on that as well. So next I have juniper. I have juniper berries is what I have. There, camera, between the camera and the light. So it's not always easy to figure out where it goes. So juniper berries are cleansing and for safety. I wrote a bunch of other things on the back of there as well. They're for dream, abundance, new beginnings, connect with spirit. But we're going to be using it for the cleansing and the safety is the properties that we're going to be using. And again, they're just little berries. They're dried. They're very hard. There's no more squishiness to the berries. And again, I'm going to put 3 in there. And like you could do the whole like mandala thing like we do when we do like a despacho if you wanted, but you don't really need to. It's totally up to you. I've also got some rosemary. I do have it in this little packet, but I also have some in my kitchen cupboard. So some of these things you may have found right in your kitchen cupboard. That's why I said, you know, look around, and because you probably had some clove and some rosemary probably in your kitchen cupboard. So you probably didn't really need to go out and buy anything if you didn't want to. So rosemary is protective. Is, you know, the very first thing I wrote on the top is protective. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. The way protective. Plus my handwriting is messy. So you're going to put some of this in. And again, you know, as I'm adding these ingredients, I am thinking about my intention. So that's a really big, important part, is to be making this with your intention. It's a little hard because I'm talking and describing it to you at the same time. But and I'm feeling like I want a good amount of that in there. But yes, you should be, the whole time you're making this, you should be thinking about what your intention is. So every ingredient, that's why I'm, you know, telling you, like, we're adding this with the intention of it being protective. We're adding this ingredient with the intention that we're going to release anything that is, any energies that are not good for us. You know, so that's kind of why I'm going over what they're for. So again, we went over myrrh. Where did I have it? Right here. Myrrh is, like I said, it was for releasing. I also had a little bit of myrrh oil. Actually, I have a lot of myrrh oil. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 drops of that in there. And just for that releasing anything that is an energy that doesn't serve us. And I do the oil after, just because if you just do the oil, it is going to soak through onto the fabric. But I find if you do it on the herbs and the oil, the herbs and the resins and berries or whatever you've got in there, it doesn't quite soak through as bad. You could go get, I do have a jar of clove in my kitchen cupboard, but I'm going to use a little bit of clove oil. And again, clove is protective. Let's see if it comes out. Sometimes they don't always like to come out. All right. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So this is where you can now add your gemstones if you want to add any, which this is a little container I keep of, they're actually bracelets that I've had that have broke over time. And, you know, then I just use these in my crafting. So there's some carnelian, there's some hematite in here, there's some different things. But I am going to be using a piece of black tourmaline that I'm going to put. Yep. I'm going to kind of make a little spot right there for it. Black tourmaline. So any of your black stones are going to be protective. Hematite, onyx, jet, tourmaline, shungite, some black kyanite you could put in there. Pretty much any of your black stones are going to be protective. I have a piece of obsidian here that I love. I have my black nap. So yeah, I have it all over. Well, I have pretty much all kinds of stones all over, so I can't really go by that. But I do keep quite a bit of the black stones around, and I don't believe in negative energy as far as spirit-wise goes, but it's protective of any kind of negative energy. Energies that we bring home from work, from the grocery store, from a restaurant, our spouses bring them home, whatnot. So they're really great for that. As well as, like, if you come to my house, you'll see there's like tons and tons of selenite all over, especially the living room. This is where we spend most of our time. And so I have selenite that goes pretty much around this room. So with that, and you can add more to your bundle if you want, or you can, you know, add less. It's, again, whatever you feel called. Where are my scissors? They're not there. Someone has thieved my scissors. I don't know where they've gone. Oh, maybe this will cut it. This is my jewelry cutting stuff. But, all right. Piece of twine. You can use ribbon. You can use lace. You can use whatever you want. And you could use whatever color fabric you want. But if you wanted to make it an extra layer of protection, again, you could make it black for that protective purpose if you wanted. Mine is a dark green with a little bit of black in it. I love this fabric. I got it at a local consignment store for like next to nothing. And I've used it for I don't know how many offerings and bundles, and you know, I just keep cutting pieces off it as I need. But so now we're going to go ahead and bundle this up, and again, you could put more, you could put less. You know, it should be enough that you can kind of make a little bundle with it and bring it up and tie it. I like my stuff to be very natural looking. I love the twine. I use the twine for all kinds of stuff. The other things you could put in your bundle if you wanted is you could put, you know, an offering. So you could put a little bit of tobacco in there if you wanted. You could put something for earth, air, water, fire in there. Your earth would be covered by your stones, and your water would be covered by your oil, and your earth would be, no, I said earth. So you'd have to put some candle, you could drip some candle wax in there. You could drip some candle wax on the tie if you wanted. You could put a feather in there, or you could put a feather on the outside. I had some feathers right here. I could tie a feather on the outside to bring that in. I have a little charm, and again, this was a piece of a necklace or an earring or something, I don't know, that broke. And I don't throw those things away. I keep those little things just for the purpose of when I make something and I want a little charm or a little something to put on there, I have that. So I'm just going to put that on there and tie this up. And, you know, like this, you know, it's pretty small, but for me, that's okay because, you know, if you're going to be carrying this with you, I'm not going to actually put this in my pocket because there is oil in it and the oil will seep through. So I wouldn't suggest putting it actually in your pants pocket or anything like that. But, you know, drop it in your pocketbook, put it in your car, put it at your desk, you know, or you could make 4 or 5 and leave one in all the different places if you wanted. So, you know, again, follow your intuition, follow what your gut is telling you. If you need to make one and you need to put it in a spot where you can carry it with you all the time, you can certainly do that. If it's going to be something that you really do want to put in your pocket and carry with you, I would just suggest not using oils. You know, I didn't have to, I could have actually put in some clove from the cupboard, and I didn't really need to put in the myrrh oil because I had the myrrh resin in here. But you know, everybody can make theirs a little different. You don't have to make it exactly the same. But like I said, if you really, really want to carry it in your pocket and carry it with you, put it in your bra, whatever, I would just recommend not using actual oils because, like I said, they're going to eventually seep through the bag. But again, you could carry this with you all through October. I actually would recommend carrying it through October and November. Samhain is when the veil is at the thinnest, but it's not November 1st. It, like, the door closes, and it's, you know, it takes a while for the veil to thicken back up. It sounds weird, but to kind of close back up. So it takes a little bit of time. It's not like November 1st, the door just closes and the veil is shut. So, you know, I would actually recommend carrying this through October and November. Or you could just carry it with you all the time and just have it as a nice protection piece. I don't know where my scissors went. I'm going to actually cut these a little bit so they're not quite so long. You could, again, you know, you could tie it in a pretty bow. You could use pretty colored ribbons or lace or glittery string, or, you know, whatever your taste is, go for it. I tend to stick more towards the natural earthy kind of a look. But this is my little protection bundle now, and that can go, like I said, in my purse. My purse doesn't usually tend to be too far from me. I mean, my purse goes in the car, in the store, and to work, in the house. So for me, my purse would probably be a pretty good place for it. But you do what your intention is telling you, your intuition is telling you to do. So, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you know, just use herbs that are some sort of cleansing, releasing, protective. Same with oils. And, you know, nowadays it's so easy. If you're not sure, you can always private message me or comment. The list I put up there is a pretty good list of things you could use. But, you know, nowadays you just Google things and you can get an answer. The problem with Google, though, sometimes is you get too many answers, and sometimes that makes it confusing because you get there was an article about a teacher that was sick, and so I made a post, that I was thinking of him, and then I got looking around, and there was like 4 other articles that said that was basically fake news, and then I found another article that said no, those were fake news, and I'm like, so I don't know if he's sick or not, but either way, I'm gonna send him some prayers, send him some healing prayers, whether and go from there. But so sometimes with Google, you can't always be too sure, but that's why I always, if it feels right, go with it. If it doesn't feel right, don't go with it. And sometimes you have to sit with it a little bit. I know I'm going over here a little bit, but sometimes I've read things on Facebook or Google or whatnot, and I've read it, and my first reaction is, oh my God, really? And then I sit and think about it for a minute, and I'm like, no, that just doesn't seem right. No, that doesn't feel right to me, and I'm not gonna go with that. So sometimes you have to sit with it for a minute before you can really determine whether or not it feels right for you or not. We're trained that if we read it, and it's in writing, it must be true. And not always the case on Facebook and Google. But so this is my little bundle. I think she's really cute. I'm going to go put her in my purse and take her with me. And she smells really, really good. The clove. I'm getting a lot of the clove. But that's okay because clove is nice and protective. So with that, I am going to bid you guys adieu. I will see you Monday morning for our weekly astrology forecast, where we'll go over any energies, holidays, lunar activities, anything like that that you guys need to know about or might want to be prepared for. So yeah, I'll see you guys all on Monday morning at 7:30. Hope you have a great weekend. I think we're going to go doing some rock digging on Saturday. It's supposed to rain though, so I'm not sure, but we might go do that because pretty soon we won't be able to because the ground's going to be frozen. So probably be one of our last chances to go do that. Our motorcycle is pretty much put up for the winter. It's kind of getting too cold to ride. So, but that's okay, because I'm kind of looking forward to some weekends at home and some reading time, and I've got a bunch of videos I want to watch and a bunch of books I want to read, and and I have a bunch of projects to do. I will certainly not be bored by any means by staying in. This is our time of hibernation and resting and getting ready for the spring. So I will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. And remember, be kind. Your kindness is not only going to change your day, it is going to change somebody else's day, and it potentially could change somebody else's life for the better. And it doesn't cost you anything. So be kind. Love you guys. Bye.